What if one of the world's most recognized figures disguised himself to uncover a dark truth? Imagine stepping into the shoes of someone completely invisible to society, all in the name of exposing injustice. That's exactly what Donald Trump did when he decided to investigate unsettling rumors about a popular New York restaurant. For years, Trump enjoyed the fine dining and warm hospitality of Cafe Monarch, but whispers of mistreatment and even racism began to surface. Determined to uncover the truth, he transformed himself into someone unrecognizable, a homeless man, to see how the staff treated those they usually ignored. What he discovered shocked him to the core. Today, we bring you the fascinating story of Trump's undercover mission to reveal a hidden darkness behind the luxury and charm of Cafe Monarch. If you enjoy gripping stories like this, filled with powerful messages, be sure to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit the notification bell for more inspiring content. Donald Trump, a well-known figure and regular at Cafe Monarch in downtown New York, often enjoyed the restaurant's fine dining and inviting atmosphere. For years, it had been his go-to spot, where the staff greeted him warmly, and the food never failed to impress. But recently, unsettling rumors began to circulate about the very place he frequented, whispers of mistreatment and racism among the staff. At first, Trump brushed it off as mere gossip, thinking it was just the chatter of a few disgruntled voices. After all, he had never seen any signs of such behavior during his visits. But as the rumors grew louder and the claims more persistent, his curiosity began to gnaw at him. Could it be true? Could this beloved restaurant, known for its charm and luxury, harbor such dark practices? Trump found himself unable to ignore the whispers any longer. He needed answers. Determined to uncover the truth, he decided to see for himself, not as the powerful figure he was, but as someone ordinary, someone invisible, who would experience the restaurant as others might. What he would discover would change everything. Determined to uncover the truth, Donald Trump came up with a bold plan. He knew that walking into the restaurant as himself wouldn't reveal the hidden reality he was seeking. So, he decided to become someone completely unrecognizable. Transforming himself into a homeless man, he donned a large, tattered coat, a worn-out hat, and a scruffy fake mustache. Every detail of his disguise was carefully thought out, from his scuffed boots to his rehearsed, tired demeanor. He practiced his voice and movements, ensuring he could blend in and remain unnoticed. This wasn't just a disguise. It was a test of the restaurant's true character, a way to see how they treated those society often overlooks. It was a step outside his comfort zone, but one he was determined to take. Walking into Cafe Monarch, Donald shuffled slowly through the doors, his head low and his worn-out disguise hiding his true identity. The once familiar restaurant now felt different, colder. He made his way to a corner table, choosing a spot far from the bustling crowd, hoping to observe without drawing attention. But as he sat there, something became painfully clear. The staff ignored him entirely. Smiling waiters moved around, warmly greeting other customers, chatting as they took orders, and serving dishes with grace. Yet, not a single person acknowledged Donald's presence. He watched as a young couple walked in, greeted warmly by a server who immediately guided them to their seats. A businessman followed shortly after, receiving the same courteous treatment. But Donald? It was as if he didn't exist. Waiters walked past him, some even glancing his way but quickly averting their eyes, pretending not to see him. Just as frustration began to sink in, an older waitress approached cautiously. Her kind face stood out against the indifference around her. She offered a soft smile and asked gently, "Can I get you something, sir?" For a moment, Donald felt relief. At least someone cared. But before he could respond, another waiter abruptly intervened. With a sharp glare and a harsh tone, the man barked, You need to leave. We don't serve people like you here." The words stung, cutting through the silence like a blade. Donald sat frozen, processing what he had just heard. The older waitress, clearly uncomfortable, mumbled an apology and quickly disappeared into the back. In that moment, Donald realized the rumors were true. This wasn't just neglect. It was deliberate mistreatment. His disguise had revealed a truth he could no longer ignore. As Donald sat in silence, trying to process the harsh treatment he had just received, the situation took an even darker turn. The restaurant manager, Greg, entered the room with an air of authority, his eyes scanning the floor until they locked onto Donald. Without hesitation, Greg marched over, his face cold and his tone sharp. "Get up and leave," he demanded, his voice dripping with disdain. There was no inquiry, no attempt to understand, just an immediate dismissal. In that moment, the weight of everything Donald had heard about Cafe Monarch came crashing down. This was the truth he had feared to find. The rumors weren't just exaggerated whispers. They were real. The place he had once considered a sanctuary of fine dining and hospitality was hiding a dark, ugly side. What was happening here wasn't just neglect. It was blatant discrimination, and now Donald had seen it with his own eyes. Refusing to let this injustice slide, Donald Trump immediately sprang into action. He knew that he couldn't just walk away from what he had witnessed. Within hours, he had contacted the media, his legal team, and the authorities. He was determined to hold the restaurant accountable for its actions. The fallout was swift and intense. Greg, the manager, was arrested for his role in the mistreatment, and the staff involved were questioned about their behavior. The story spread like wildfire, quickly becoming a scandal that rocked the city. Cafe Monarch, once a symbol of luxury and charm, was now exposed for its dark, discriminatory practices. The public backlash was relentless, and the restaurant's reputation, built over years of fine service, crumbled overnight. What Trump had uncovered wasn't just a case of poor management. It was a systemic problem that no longer could be ignored. The story of what happened at Cafe Monarch quickly made headlines, sparking a public conversation that reached far beyond the confines of New York. The media frenzy ignited a wider discussion about justice, equality, and the responsibility of businesses to treat all customers with respect, regardless of their background. People were outraged, and the call for change grew louder with each passing day. But amid the chaos, there was one quiet but important act of kindness that didn't go unnoticed. The older waitress, who had shown Donald compassion when no one else would, was rewarded for her bravery. Trump made sure she was recognized and given the support she deserved. In the end, her small act of kindness was a stark contrast to the cruelty shown by the rest of the staff, and it reminded everyone that there are always people willing to stand up for what's right, even when it's hard. This wasn't just about exposing a single restaurant, though. It was about something much bigger. It was a powerful reminder that injustice thrives in silence, that it's often hidden behind closed doors and masked by the comfort of privilege. But one man's decision to take action, to speak up, and to uncover the truth made all the difference. In the face of wrongdoing, courage can spark change. Donald Trump's bold move not only brought attention to the unfair practices at Cafe Monarch, but also inspired others to stand up against injustice in their own lives. It showed that sometimes it takes just one person's determination to make a lasting impact. This story shows that no matter how small an act of kindness or courage may seem, it can spark monumental change. The older waitress's simple gesture of compassion and Trump's decision to stand up against injustice may have appeared like isolated events, but together, they ignited a powerful movement for accountability and fairness. It's a reminder that even when the odds seem stacked against us, one courageous action can ripple out and create a wave of positive change. So, as you reflect on this story, Remember that each of us has the potential to make a difference, no matter how small our actions may appear at first. If you found this story inspiring, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more thought-provoking content. Let's continue shining a light on stories that matter, bringing awareness to the injustices that need our attention, and amplifying the voices of those who dare to stand up for what's right.